This is Greg Redden on Friday, August 18th, 2023. I'm out in the east side of town, or better known as Morningside in Sioux City, Iowa. I've been documenting bullshit construction in the past couple months, and somebody actually suggested to me recently why I didn't cover more out in Morningside here. Well, the reason is I don't have a car, and this is a completely different part of town. But as you can see, there's a lot of unnecessary blockage going on here. We got cones. We'll just walk down this street. A sidewalk closed. Well, apparently somebody didn't agree with that. I've had to modify my techniques recently because, yeah, I'm always being watched, so... But occasionally I'll tip over a sign. I'm not going to today, but yeah, somebody opened that sidewalk, thankfully, like I have many times. I probably just would have walked around it myself today. And in the past, if I didn't want to make it a fucking huge fucking impact, I would have just tipped these over so people could drive through. But again, I'm not going to make a big, loud display out here this morning for whatever reason. But as you can see, these roads are closed. Nothing, no construction's going on. And this is going both directions, several streets, construction. Here's always a beautiful, and I'm being blatantly sarcastic, a beautiful fucking gift from the city when they block drains, you know, like storm drains. So like the water just kind of piles up everywhere. Now I'll do them a favor here and kind of move that along. Yeah, thankfully these drains are uncovered. What happens when they plug drains is the water doesn't go down the drains when it rains heavy. Okay, and yeah, somebody thankfully helped me out here so I don't have to do everything. They kind of move the sign. I'm not going to tip the fucker over, but I might slightly, very gently move it to the side a little bit. Maybe not. See, I wonder what would happen if I just... There we go. Just one little thing to make it a little easier for people to pass through the completely normal street, free of construction now. As you can see off in the distance, we got the same thing going that way. Completely good streets. If it doesn't take me too long to get up to this next area, I'll document that. But it's going on, from what I can see, quite a bit in this direction down the way. And as I was documenting, downtown a month ago is completely being fucked up. Up on the north side near St. Luke's, I got a buddy that lives up there. A lot of bullshit construction going on. Yeah, I've been around enough areas in this town to notice it's fastly accelerating more than usual. There's always unnecessary, they call it deconstruction, but yeah, city construction that is a lot of times demolition actually, and covered up with various means that I've talked about in other videos. As you can see here, again, perfectly good street. They have no reason to tear it up to begin with, and certainly we're gonna hopefully make sure they don't. As you can see off in the distance, road closed, perfectly good streets. walk this way a little bit. Yep. Oh, nice. Somebody was me, you know, a year or two ago, or many times in the past, and just tipped over that sign. If I was in my own area, I'd probably likely do the same thing. And just for whatever reason, I don't feel like making a fucking big scene this morning. I'm just trying to document this, so hopefully at some point it'll affect the situation positively. Like my first instinct would just to be to mow over that sign, which I'm not going to do. Thankfully, we have other people who have the same sentiment. Oh, these things? These things. The top caps of them come off very easy, so I used to just roundhouse kick the fuckers and the cap would fall off. I used to find that quite entertaining to myself, at least. You can see there. And here we go. More blockage. What the fuck? He's got a sandbag. Or his vehicle. Oh, what do we got here? Another clogged drain. Yeah, that's real nice of the city to do. These clogged storm drains. Yeah, I never could see a good reason for that other than nefarious reasons to keep the rainwater from going down there when it rains, as it does depending on the day and what I'm doing. Seems like. Thank you for that. Somebody opened up that sidewalk. And yes, another completely okay street, blocked off. We're just gonna walk quickly so we can hopefully not make this drag on too much, but we want to get a good documentation of the bullshit the city is imposing on the good civilians. Okay. Well, let's get a street sign so people know where generally the area is. We're in Sioux City, Iowa. I don't know how I ended up out here. Actually, I do, but I'm not going to tell anybody. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I'm not from this side of town. Seems like I just got walking and ended up out here. There you have that. Real close to through traffic. Yeah. And I'm gonna walk one more street down here. Certainly, there's nothing to use. In my estimation, I can edit it, you know, cut out the, what they call it, post-production, I'm sure you're aware. So, yes, to the nice person who suggested that I document the bullshit construction going on out here, I appreciate you suggesting that. And anybody can suggest or tell me anything, and I never reveal my sources. It's a gift of mine. Let's see. Yeah, we got some weird cones down there. Yeah, just them up to their chicanery, their tomfoolery. Okay, we got some shit down here. I suppose we'll take a walk down here. More sandbags. They're sandbagging the town. That's what they're doing. Metaphorically and literally. What's up, man? Let's see. Yep. Now, I'm just predicting without knowing, when we get up to this little dug up area, there's going to be no reasonable reason for it. But I could be wrong. I occasionally, well, I am quite a bit these days, but my batting average is still pretty good. And please alternate. Well, I don't know about that. I'll be damned. Looks like they tore up the concrete and bent the rebar and put a little flag in there to try and make it look like they were doing something legitimate. Yep. And here we are again. We were down there earlier. You can see, thankfully, they have a public restroom, which you'll very rarely see in the city. And just to let people know, if you ever see me fucking pulling off in some bushes, I'm 42 years old and I've developed a bladder condition. Now, I can hold my mud very well, but when it comes to when I gotta take a piss, I gotta go right now. And yeah, I'm not gonna piss my pants ever. So yeah. And yeah, without public utilities ever, go to Cook Park, for example, a park I love. Bathrooms are locked. The shelter's been torn down. The shrub seating area that was very kind of nice and private, should people want to sit and communicate, it's been torn up. All the seating has been torn up. The pool that was down there, which I think pools are very cool for a community, has been replaced with a splash pad. Now, nothing against splash pads, but who the fuck thinks it's a good idea to tear up a community pool to put in a splash pad? I just don't see it. Now, thankfully, at Cook Park, they have a skating park, but it's just completely covered with surveillance cameras, which I don't give a fuck because, I don't know, I just stood right in front of it and tagged the skating ramp with a couple messages of merit I found, and yeah, added to some of the beautiful art and respect shown all over that skate park. But yeah, I don't mind doing it full view of the camera. That's my personal decision. I wouldn't suggest anybody else necessarily do that, but we all have our ways and our talents and yada yada bullshit, whatever. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, skating and biking are talents, especially for youth, that are very beautiful. I mean, you gotta have quite a drive to be a good skateboarder. I've stepped on a skateboard enough to take a few back bumps, but that's the point. To become good at it, you got to fall down a lot and get back up, and get, you know, it takes a lot of passion, desire, whatever words that go along with that. I don't have my mental thesaurus with me at the moment. Same thing with biking, and as far as I'm concerned, that should be allowed anywhere in the fucking community. It's bullshit that they sometimes don't allow it, apparently. I don't know. I don't skateboard too often. Occasionally, if I'm at a friend's, I might take a back bump or something, but maybe someday I'll get around to it. But yeah, biking, I have a lot of interest in, learning how to ride, like, a motorcycle or a dirt bike especially. I think dirt bikes would be fucking fun. Get out dirt bike track. And yeah, I just to kind of wrap this up, we're at 14:51. We're on my watch, thankfully. But a quick story. The only time I've ridden on a motorcycle, manned by myself, I was at my old house on the west side. And my good friend who had a bike, a nice bike, Ninja I believe it was, or whatever. It was a good bike. He sat there in the driveway and explained to me in detail how to do everything, how to function it, yada, yada, yada. Well, there I go. I pushed on the accelerator and I made it from the driveway to the backyard before I tipped the fucker. And did some moderate damage to my friend's bike, which he was none too happy about. Understandably, it wasn't a bike to begin riding on, but I had been badgering him for a long time to teach me how to ride, and he was pretty cool, so thankfully he I'm sure he forgave me at some point. He did. But yeah, I accelerated, and in the moment I forgot how to brake. But yeah, I think I'd be more of at this point in my life, a crotch rocket guy than a hog, but that could change too. Okay, that's all we got. Yeah, let's hope Morningside becomes free of this fucking unnecessary deconstruction by the city that we've documented. And if you made it this far, thank you for listening to my various stories. Love you all. Peace.